Hey there, how have you been? How's everything going? I hope well. Today's video, I'm going to discuss the reset that moves you from stuck to solved. You ever have one of those moments where you're just stuck? I mean, really stuck. You're staring at a project, a goal, maybe even a mistake you made, and it feels like a brick wall. And people always say the same thing: just work harder. But honestly, sometimes working harder on a broken plan just makes you more tired. And if you're feeling frustrated right now, I see you. That's human. Every person who's ever tried to build something meaningful has been exactly where you are at some point. But here's the good news: we're not staying there. Today, we're doing something different. Today, we're exercising our solution. So let's reset for a second. Take a breath with me. Just one. Because the moment something goes wrong, our brain immediately starts asking questions like, why did this fail? Why didn't this work? Why did I mess this up? But those questions keep us looking backwards, and sometimes what we really need to do is to turn the camera around. Instead of asking why it failed, ask ourselves something different, like, from here, what would a win look like? Not from the beginning, not from some perfect version of the plan, just from right here. Because that one small shift changes how our brain starts working. Instead of replaying the mistake over and over again, it starts looking for a solution. And that's where things start to get interesting. Because resiliency isn't about being tough, it's about being resourceful. When I feel stuck, I try to do something simple. I look around, not just in my head. I look around the world that I'm in, and I ask a few questions. Who could I talk to about this? Is there someone in my network who's already solved a problem like this? Because sometimes one conversation can unlock something that hours of thinking couldn't. Or maybe the answer isn't a person. Maybe it's a place. Have you ever noticed how a change of scenery can completely change how you think? A walk, a coffee shop, a park. Sometimes your brain just needs a new view to find a new idea. And then there are tools. The book you meant to read, a piece of software you meant to learn, a simple habit you keep telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. Here's something I've noticed over time: confidence doesn't grow from telling yourself you can do something. It grows when you take action and see evidence that you can. Action becomes proof. Proof builds self-trust, and self-trust changes everything. Now, here's a challenge for you. Something I like to ask myself when I'm really stuck is, what would I do if I couldn't use my usual way of problem solving this situation? No normal tools, no usual method. What would I try? What experiment would I run? When you ask questions like that, something interesting happens. Your brain stops looping the same thoughts and starts searching. It starts getting creative. Sometimes the breakthrough isn't fixing the obstacle, and that's where the heart of being resourceful comes in. It's not forcing the same path harder and harder, but being willing to explore another one. So if you're feeling stuck today, try something simple. Pause. reset, and ask yourself, from here, what would a win look like? Then take one small step forward. Just one. Because momentum often starts much smaller than we expect. And if along the way you discover a tool, an idea, a perspective that helps you get unstuck, share it in the comments. Someone else reading it might be standing right at the same wall you were facing, and your insight might be the thing that helps them move forward. And that's the kind of network we're building here, a network of solutions. I'm so glad you're here. And as always, my friends, remember to take that minute, that 5 minutes, for compassionate self-inquiry. Check into yourself. You know, recently I've been starting this practice of body scanning and then finding where things are in my body and where and how I could maybe shift them out. You know, when we start to prepare ourselves, it's good to use those grounding tools while we move ourselves in the next direction or to the next step or the next phase of development. And sometimes that's stuck. Well, that gives us time to reflect on where we've been trying to get to. Because growth, progression, success, learning in the fall, it's not linear. And that's what's magic about it. So again, my friends, remember, as always, be kind to yourself. And remember, take with you